Hey everybody, this is the 2012-2013 Show Troop hairstyle. You're going to start off with a small section of hair and you're going to do just a small bump so that your hair is nice and bumped up. Just a real small section. You're going to spray it down. Make sure you put 5 or 6 hairpins in so that stays really secure at the top. Okay? Spray it so that I don't have any wispies. So we did part 1, which is the small bump. Okay? Then we go over to the right side. We're going to put a little spray on the side to make sure our wispies are down. We're going to do the same braid as we did last year, except we're going to make sure the braid starts more at the forehead versus way back here. So same braid as before. You're going to start the braid as close to the temple as you can. You're going to braid each side, slowly picking up a new piece so it looks like a nice tight braid. And you just want to make sure you kind of take your time with this so that you don't have a bunch of bumps. You want to make sure it's as smooth as possible. Now you do not braid the mane. So where we put the hair back from the bump, it just stays flat down in the back. And we're going to take this braid all the way back as far as we can, so that it meets the back of the head. So we're just going to braid this all the way down. Now you don't have to braid it all the way down, but about to the nape of the neck, right about here. And then just to hold your place, you want to make sure you do your braid long enough so that you can wrap it around your bun. So you're just going to put your little hairband in here, your little placeholder here. And that just is going to dangle just like that until we're ready. Go ahead and give your braid a nice spray. Make sure there's no wispies on the sides, anything like that. So now you have your bump and your right side braid. Now we're going to move over to the left side. Same exact thing. Start with a very small piece. This will help you get really close to the temple when you start your braid. If you start too big, you're going to start your braid back here. We don't want to do that. So you want to pick up just a very small piece of section of hair, and you want to go ahead and start your braid as close to the temple as possible and get as flat as you can, and you just slowly pick up a piece and add to your braid. You want to try to get it as tight as you can. Okay, so we got a nice tight, smooth surface here. Once you get it really tight and you've picked up a good section of hair, you could go ahead and start your braid all the way down. So just keep it going. Remember, we do not want to braid this middle section of hair. That's going to help us form our bun. Okay, so we have 2 really tight side braids. We're just going to bring this down. Okay, we're going to use our ponytail holder just as a place marker for our second one. Okay, and then we're going to give it a nice tight spray, put all of our wispies away. So from the back side, it looks like I have 2 pigtails, 2 braided pigtails, and a bunch of hair. Okay, so I have a nice 2 pigtails and then a section of hair in the middle with my bump. Okay, so then I'm going to remove these little pigtails and put them off to the side. And I'm going to take this giant section of hair that's left. I'm going to make sure it's really smooth. I'm going to put a ponytail in. Okay, so I've got a nice, tight ponytail. And this will help my hair stay in the bun. Okay, so I have a nice ponytail. I want to give it a nice spray so that my surface is nice and tight. Then I'm going to take my middle section here, just twist it around and go ahead and start my bun. Okay, now you want to start pinning your bun when you start the circle. So we want to start getting our bun pinned nice and tight. Now you don't have to do the final pin until we wrap our braids around. So just get the bun to where it will stay and you don't actually have to hold it. Okay, so just give it it doesn't need to be tight like I said quite yet, but just so that it stays without you touching it. Okay, then I take my left side braid and I wrap it underneath. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to actually undo my braid and I want to wrap this one around and go ahead and start with a few more pins. Okay, so I'm going to and we want to try to get that as flat as we can. And then again, I'm going to do it on the other side. Take my ponytail out here and just finish up my pinning. Okay, so now I've got 2 tight braids with my bun. And I'm going to start with my pinning, nice and tight. Now you want to make sure your bun is really tight before you put your hairpiece on, because you want to make sure that it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, so once my bun is nice and tight, you have a bun right off the nape of the neck. You don't want to put your bun down here because it's really hard to move. You want to make sure it's up off the nape of the neck. No wispies. And then I have my 2 braids. This braid actually came up a little too high. We want to make sure it stays down low. And then we take our fake hair piece, which everybody will get in October. Make sure you have an extra just in case. And this hair piece just fits right over the bun to make it look like we have curly hair. And then we do one last pin with the hair piece on top of the bun to make sure that our hair piece does not come off on stage. And you probably will go through a pack of bobby pins when you're doing your hair. You can use them again. Just make sure that you overpin. You don't want to have not enough pins in. Okay, so it's nice and tight. So again, looking down, you have your bun with your hair piece. You have your 2 side braids meeting on each side with your bump. Now you want to make sure your bump from the side has enough height. You don't want to just slick it back to where it's flat. You want to make sure you get some height. And how you get that height is take a very small comb and tease underneath the hair and then slowly smooth it out so that you have a nice bump. Okay? Once you're done, you'll give a final spray to make sure there's no wispies. It will also hold your bun in together. You always want to make sure you have hairspray and extra bobby pins. And then you can pin one more time. So again, from the side, you have the left side braid, the low bun with the hair piece, and then your right side braid with your bump in the middle. And you'll see where we bump, there's nothing here. It's just flat so that it's nice and smooth. Okay?